Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's debate. Today's debate has the following motion. This House believes that we should ban gas-powered vehicles and require all citizens to use electric vehicles. We have two teams here. We have the proposition side and the opposition side. I would kindly ask the leader of the proposition to stand up and introduce themselves and their team, please.
So my name is Nyaran. I'm from the team propositions, and I will go for the topic. I'm the first speaker.
Okay. Thank you very much. And can the opposition leader please introduce themselves and their team, please?
Hi, my name is Taoshi, and I'm the leader of the team opposition. And my team includes me, Minkwon, and Haiyan.
Okay. Can I kindly ask the leaders to stand by their podiums? We do have a couple of points. The leaders will only be speaking for 3 minutes, whereas the rest of the other speakers will be speaking for 4 minutes. We do have a bell, so for the second and the third speakers of each team, you will hear a bell after the first 30 seconds and before the last 30 seconds of each speech. This means that your time is protected and no more rebuttals or no more questions can be asked. Okay, I'm going to ask Nat, the leader of the proposition. You have 3 minutes to speak. Are you ready?
Okay.
Good, excellent stuff. Okay, so we are going to start your time in 3, 2, 1.
Today we stand on the turning point in human history. Here, the one side is the world we know, the city struggling to breathe, the children coughing on their way to school, and the sky filled with smoke. This is the legacy of gas-powered vehicles, and on the other side is hope, the blue sky, the quiet street, and the future with clean energy where progress doesn't cause pollution. Cause pollution. So for the motion, our belief that the gas-powered vehicles should be banned and require the electrical vehicles is not just about the car, it's about the change, the courage, and conscience. For too long, we have chosen the convenience of over our planet. The gas power have powered our economic, but also have driven us to the edge of the extinction. Every drop of river we burn pollute the air and warm the earth. We are not running out of the fuel, we are running out of the time. So it's a time to move forward, to trade the smoke for the sustainability and the pollution for the progress. On our first argument, sustainability, environmental, which means that saving the planet before it's too late. Our planet before it's too late. So the transportation create about 1/4 of global carbon emissions. 1/4 of global carbon emissions, and every stream of the emissions trap heat, ice melting, and burning forest. Across the Asia, we can see it every day. The flooding in the Philippines, the case in Jakarta, and heat wave in India. So there is not the accidents. Those are the results of our actions. So there's still hope. Electrical vehicles is a real solution. UK Department Store for Transport say that the electrical vehicles create 3 times less pollution than the gas or even the diesel car, even when the electricity is used. So the IPCC warned that we must cut the global emission by nearly half 2030. to avoid some permanent damage. So
Okay, so that is time. Thank you very much, Gang. Excellent stuff. Okay. Give them a round of applause. Thank you very much. Right, so now we're going to move on to the opposition leader, Tao Chi. Tao Chi, you will have 3 minutes. After that, we will then start moving on to the second speakers. Are you ready, Tao Chi?
Yes.
Okay. You can. Your time will start in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tao Chi. I stand before you as the leader of the team opposition. People today are gradually using the electric vehicles instead of gas-powered vehicles because of its advantages, but they are not aware of the drawback that they have. And today we're completely objective to the motion. We should ban all gas-powered vehicles and require all citizens to use the electric vehicles instead. And there are 2 main reasons for this. First, gas-powered vehicles can maintain a longer range of driving than the electric vehicles. They can travel further on a single road than an electric vehicle being on the full charge, or we can call it VEV. Moreover, filling a gas car is quicker, allowing the driver to get back on the road in minutes. On the average, it takes about 3 to 5 minutes for the driver to refuel a gas car, which make more convenient for a long road trips. While charging a EV take a long time, especially the slower charge. Nowadays, there are various other places don't have the electric car charging stations because it is a new invention and some places haven't been modernized yet. So it is a inconvenient thing for people who haven't got a lot of money, and some areas have some few stations, leading to significant anxiety for the EV owners traveling long distance. Also, people have to require the high power charging station, which need a lot of money and affecting the local business or the financial burden of the government. But in the contrast, the number of the gas station is vast and diverse, making it easy to find fuel almost everywhere. In the US, there are about 120,000 fueling stations, making it easy for the driver to not worry about running out of gas or finding a station. On a full tank, the gas-powered vehicles can go a long trip without stopping, while the EV need to have a single charge every short distance. Let's move to the second argument about prices. Gas-powered vehicles are generally much cheaper. The price of a new gas car is typically lower than an EV. Although the EVs are modern and expensive, but they cannot face with the impact of the weather well, while the gas-powered cars are completely unaffected. And because the cost of the EV battery is too high and expensive. So if all the gas-powered cars are banned, some people cannot afford to buy them. So what do you think? How can they transport? Additionally, gas-powered cars have a longer history of developing and selling. So of course, the process of producing is more efficient, leading to the lower cost and have various of kinds. And it means that despite the new development of the EV, a majority of people will still choose the petrol as a good choice today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give her a round of applause. Excellent stuff. I now invite the leaders of the team to come take their seats. And I invite the second speaker of the proposition and the second speaker of the opposition to the podiums. Okay. Right. However, you are the second speaker of the proposition. You will have 4 minutes on the clock, at which point your first 30 seconds and your last 30 seconds are protected. At which point, one, you can propose a question if you so ask just by ringing the bell. However, it is Ha Feng's choice if she chooses to do so. We will stop the clock if a question is being asked. Once he's finished asking his question, the clock will continue and you will need to answer. Okay. Ha Feng, are you ready? Okay. Your time will start in 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, this debate is not only about saving the planet, it is about saving ourselves. Every single we take today carry poison. Gas-powered vehicles fill our sky with nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, and deadly fine particles, invisible killers that creep into our lungs and bloodstream. According to the International Council on Clean Transportation, ICCT, around 385,000 people die every year because of air pollution from vehicles. That's 385,000 human lives gone, not to war or disaster, but to the air we breathe every single day. They aren't just numbers, they are faces. A child wheezing in a smoke-filled classroom, a mother paying for endless asthma medicine, an old man coughing himself to sleep. And we dare to call this normal. It doesn't have to be. When we switch to electric vehicle, the air heals and so do we. In California, neighborhoods with more electric cars had fewer asthma emergency among children. The nations of Bureau of Economic Research found that countries with more EV saw fewer premature births and healthier baby because cleaner air mean healthier life. Across Asia, change is already visible in China. Beijing, Tianjin, and Hebei regions switch to electric transport could cut air pollution by 20% by 2030, preventing thousands of hospital visits. In Bangladesh, experts predict that replacing gas power in Dhaka could reduce deadly air particles by 25%, giving millions the chance to breathe freely again. Clean air doesn't just save lives, it improves them. The University of Toronto found that adopting electric vehicles worldwide could bring up to $188 billion in health benefit by 2050. Fewer hospital visits, fewer sick days, and stronger economy. Gas-powered vehicle poison the air we breathe, but electric vehicle purified it. Gas engines steal our health, but electric engine restore it. This is not just an environmental issue, it is a moral one. And the right to breathe the clean air is not a privilege, it's a human right. So when we ban gas-powered vehicle, we are not taking something away, we are giving something back, life itself. So come to the rebut. We have something to need to make sure for you guys. First of all, is the charging station. Nowadays, the governments are giving and building more charging stations that we can use, and also on the gas charge station, we can also find 1 or 2 charging stations so that we can do the charging all the time, and it's not hard to find. Second, money to buy one electric vehicle is not really hard. First of all, gas vehicles need many fuels and diesels to do, and it is new replace new one when it is done. And just for electric vehicles, we can use one battery. We can rent one, or we can buy an old batteries. First of all, the rent one will do from 3 to 5, can use for 3 to 5 years, and you can rent it more when it is end of the time. Also, when you buy one battery, it is can use for a long time. So it is the electric vehicle is not as expensive as the gas power. And also for the history of the gas power vehicle is long, but go forward is the pollution escapes. So from this, we think we should ban gas power vehicles and require citizens to use electric vehicles. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. Now, I have introduced the second speaker of the opposition. You will have the same rules. Your first 30 seconds and your last 30 seconds shall be protected. Once you hear the bell, she may answer questions. It is up to you whether you would like to answer those questions. If you do, we will stop the timer for her to finish her question, and at which point we will restart it when you start answering. Well, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, your time will start in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today's motion is this House believes that we should ban gas-powered vehicles and require all citizens to use electric vehicles instead. I'm Mingguan, and as a member of the opposition team, we strongly disagree with this motion. We believe that such a ban would cause more harm than good, especially in terms of the environment and personal freedom. Before moving to my own arguments, let me respond to the points made by the government side. They said that electric vehicles will solve the problem of climate change. It is so unrealistic. AVs or electric vehicles still depend on electricity, and in many countries, that electricity comes from burning coal or gas, so it's not a clean solution yet. She also said that it's not really hard to buy an electric vehicles, but that's true in the long term. But the initial cost of an electric car and its battery replacement is still very high, especially for middle or low income families. Now let's come through my arguments. My first argument is that the battery supply chain brings new environmental and human rights problems. Switching fully to electric vehicles doesn't end our dependence. It just changes from oil to rare metals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel used in EV batteries. These resources are mostly controlled by a few countries or corporations, especially China, where they manages about 70% of global battery production. This creates serious geopolitical risk. If one country dominates such a crucial resource, it could manipulate prices, restrict exports, or use it as a political leverage. That means you're simply creating a new kind of dependence, just like we once had with oil. But there's also a human cost too. Reports from Amnesty International and Reuters, or aka the AIR, show that cobalt mining in Congo, which produces over 60% of world's supply, involves child labor and severe water pollution. Meanwhile, lithium mining in Chile has drained local fresh water resource, damaging ecosystems and harming the communities. So while EVs may look clean on the surface, their batteries come with hidden environmental and ethical damage. We're not solving the problem, we're just moving it somewhere else. Now, come to my second argument. It's about individual freedom and government overreach. Banning all gas-powered vehicles and forcing everyone to use electric is an extreme and unfair solution. People should have the freedom to choose what their own means of transport, especially.
You say that people can have their own freedom to buy, but why don't you think about the pollution and the people are dying because of the pollution?
Okay, because wait, okay, I have time to think about it, right?
Your timer is
Okay.
still going.
Okay.
Once you ask the question, that's it. It continues.
People should have the freedom to choose their own means of transport, because especially like vehicles are their personal property, and the pollution that kills people when you ban the all gas-powered cars, it also take away millions of jobs. It can kill people at any time. Just imagine that people works at gas station, auto repair shops, or traditional transport. Traditional transports industries. If we ban gas cars overnight, what happens to them? In conclusion, while electric vehicles may seem like a solution, forcing everyone to use them would create new problems for the environment, the economy, and personal freedom. Real progress should come from innovation and choice, not from government control. For these reasons, we strongly oppose this motion.
Thank you very much. I invite the second speakers of the team to come and take a seat. Thank you very much. We're now going to move on to the third speakers.
Wait.
So I invite the third speaker of the proposition
Từ
and
từ,
the third
còn một
speaker
cái
of
nữa
the
là về
opposition to
dùng,
stand up.
chúng nó bảo thay
Provide
đổi
us
nguyên liệu
with
thì mày có thể bạn là liệu mà cái đấy nó vẫn gây ra ô nhiễm môi trường, nó không có hại cho electric. Tao không nhớ nó sao
Lên mic.
pass the mic down.
Can we start?
Okay. Right. So, the third speaker of the proposition. Same rules will apply. 4 minutes. First 30 seconds protected. Last 30 seconds protected. At which point, if you ring the bell and you wish to ask a question, you may do so. We will stop the time. The moment that she's finished asking the question, your timer will restart. It's up to you whether or not you would like to accept the question.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Your timer will start in 3, 2, 1.
Hello everybody, my name is Anh Tu. I'm the third speaker of the proposition teams. So, and let me start my part. Ladies and gentlemen, this debate is not just about engines or technology. It is about morality, justice, and the kind of world we choose to build. While pollution affects everybody, it does not affect everybody equally. There are poor workers and children who the ones are breathing the dirtiest air. There are farmers whose crops die from drought. There are families who have flood each year. There are children who wake up in polluted cities and cough every day. Okay. Those least responsible for this crisis are the ones paying the highest price. This is not unfair, it is immoral. Banning gas-powered vehicles is not just saving the nature, it is saving the human's rights. The right to clean air, to breathe, and to live into a livable planet, not a luxury. It is a basic human's right. In China, the shift to electric buses and cars has already reduced deadly pollutants and saved thousands of lives. In India, these electric vehicles revolutions are, creating new industries and cleaner cities. These are not dreams. They are proof that if we act, changes are possible. And let's be clear that this transition isn't just about the rich. It is about creating a world where everyone is accessible to clean vehicles. Oh, wait a minute. Can I continue? Okay. Stop. Stop.
Next.
Hello everybody, my name is Anh Tu. I'm the third. What?
You
Continue.
need to carry on from the point that you were at.
All right.
Oh. Sustainability is not a privilege, but a promise. A promise that our children will grow up breathing in air that gives life, not sickness. Gas-powered vehicles represent a path of greed and destruction, and electric vehicles represent a future of innovation and compassion. So I ask this house, which side will you stand by? Will you cling the past as choking in smoke and excuses, or will you choose the futures where people are happy because they can breathe in clean air? So, honorable adjunction. Let it be the moment when we choose hesitations or when we choose hope over hesitations, where we choose action over appetite, and when we choose life over laziness. Yes. Let this generation be remembered as the one that stops smoke, save the skies, and start the future. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. We're now going to invite the third speaker of the opposition to come over. The same rules will apply. And so, if you would like to make any kind of a question, Your first 30 seconds and your second, your last 30, your first and your last 30 seconds are protected. However, at which point, if you want to ask a question, you will ring the bell. You can choose to accept the question or to disregard it.
All right.
It's up to you. If once he asks his question and you do choose to accept it, we'll pause the timer. And the moment he's finished speaking, we will then restart the timer. Okay? Right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So your time will start in 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hai, and as the third speaker of the opposition team, I will summarize the main ideas of my team and explain why we completely disagree with the motion. First, the effectiveness of gas-powered vehicles is much better than electric vehicles. We can see that electric vehicles are more modern than gas-powered vehicles, using electricity instead of fossil fuel. However, the maximum range an electric vehicle can go on max battery is much lower than gas-powered vehicles, as it took longer to charge. Also, electric vehicles haven't been normalized yet due to the lack of charging spots for drivers on long trips, because some places haven't been modernized yet to have charging spots there. Second, a sudden ban on gas-powered vehicles would just create chaos and affect consumers' lives badly. Electric vehicles priced are significantly higher than gas-powered vehicles for around 2 to 3 times increase citizens' life cost. Also, electric vehicles' short-term use of their batteries don't worth the money to pay for it at the start. In fact, people from poor to middle class will suffer the most, that most of them rely on affordable transportation to move around. Moreover, electric vehicles are also harmful to the environment when producing because of the battery containing cobalt, nickel, and lithium, which can pollute the environment. So, banning gas-powered vehicles won't benefit the economy but also cause harm to the environment. Not to say about how electric vehicles pollute the water sources more than gas-powered vehicles pollute to the air, and we don't have a specific way to solve it. If there are people who is dying because of pollute air, so there are adults and child suffering because of the pollute water they consume every day. All right, so the government team just said that that Chinese and some countries are started to using electric vehicles instead of gas-powered vehicles and are starting to replace gas-powered vehicles at all. But is it just some countries or all over the world that there are more than 100 countries are still using gas-powered vehicles as the main way to transport, the main transportation to move around. So talk about the way that they polluting and the way they how they benefit the economy. Gas-powered vehicles have the completely point mean over the electric vehicles. That's why the opposition team wanted this debate. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, I now ask the first speakers to come and take their seat. I will now ask the last speakers for each team to stand up, come to the podiums, and provide us with their conclusions. For the team's closing speeches.
Không phải lo.
This round, the opposition team will start first.
Yes. Okay. So your closing speeches will be protected. So there is no interruptions for either teams. Okay? Tauchi, you will be starting as the leader of the opposition or closest speaker of the opposition. Are you ready?
Yes.
You will have 4 minutes 3 minutes. 2 minutes, I'm sorry. 2 minutes to close up the debate.
Yes.
Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, your timer will start in 3, 2, 1. Go.
And now I'm the last speaker of the team opposition, and we agree that petrol vehicles produce more pollution than electric vehicles, but it doesn't mean that EV doesn't have any impact on the environmental pollution. Manufacturing the massive lithium battery and energy required for an EV is significantly more intensive than producing a conventional engine. A study showed that to produce a new EV, we have to generate up to 70% more emissions than petrol cars production. In some regions of the world, manufacturing and charging an EV is still relying on coal and natural gas and requiring high emissions. People can use long-lasting batteries to charge, but according to the Earth.org source, the material to make the battery has a high environmental cost, making the car producing process more intensive. And that impact mainly comes from the toxic fumes through the making process. Moreover, recharging an EV needs a long time. It takes more than an hour or 90 minutes, while filling a gas tank just need a few minutes, as I mentioned before. So people usually choose to refuel a gas car for a convenient choice. And you said it is the time to do before it's too late. But in some poor financial burdened country, it is not really a time to spend money on them. It is time to discover what factors cause pollution and have the cheaper solution, then require all citizens to use the EV immediately. And you all said it is not hard to find, but what about the rural and the faraway areas? How can they find while the EV charging can also cause pollution, as I mentioned before? Based on the global data, if there are 10 people using vehicles, there will be 96% of people using the gas-powered vehicles compared to 4% of people using electric vehicles. So it means that people today are usually still use the gas-powered vehicles instead of electric vehicles as a good choice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sergi. I now invite the last and final speaker of this debate, Hafun. Your time is presented. You cannot be interrupted. You have 2 minutes on the clock. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so your time will start in 3, 2, 1.
Honorable adjudicator, ladies and gentlemen, let's come to the real speech of our team. This debate comes down to one choice. Do we keep driving toward the destruction, or do we change course and save our future? The opposition told us that banning gas vehicle is too difficult, too expensive, too soon. But what is truly too expensive? This is not the policy, it's the price of doing nothing. The cost of more flood, more fires, more children struggling to breathe. We all the propositions have made 3 things clear. First, gas-powered vehicles are destroying our planet. They are produce nearly a quarter of all carbon emissions, fueling the climate disaster every year. Electric vehicles, by contrast, emit up to 17 less across their lifetime. It isn't theory, it's facts. Second, this debate is about people, not just policy. Vehicles pollution kill 385,000 people every year. That is 385,000 families torn apart because we are too afraid to change. Electric vehicle mean cleaner air, healthier life, and safer future. Finally, this is about responsibility, not comfort. Change is never easy, but process is never is. Every major lift in history began when people dared to do what others said was impossible. So, honor judges, the question is not whenever we can ban gas-powered vehicle. The question is whether we have the courage to. But because when the air clear, the engine falls silent. History will remember not those who delay, but those who decide. And we don't fear to change, we drive it. And that's why we proudly stand to ban gas power and vehicles and power the future with clean energy. Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the debate. Give yourselves a round of applause.